What up, YouTube, digital? What's up with all this racism shit? You know, I'm gonna show you guys a website. I'm gonna break a little urban myth. All right. Sorry for my camera fails. I gotta re-tape this. All right. Let me kind of hold this here and let's go over this here. You see this thing right here, right? These are all people that have committed welfare fraud. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Let me be politically correct here. These are all people that have been charged with fraud to obtain aid. When you say welfare fraud, it's like saying the word illegal. Most people jump up and say Mexican. Oh, actually, they say illegal Mexican. But in reality, this is... Skip this one and that one. This is about the new era of welfare fraud. Most of the girls, the guys are involved. They're involved because they're with one of these girls. They got busted together. Most of these girls they were pregnant young. Their parents were on welfare, or their single mom was on welfare. They became on welfare at very young. They're probably on their second or third kid. Even ones like, hold on here. Even, ones like this girl and this girl and this girl. Well, actually, this is the same girl. But anyhow, even them, they're on their second or third kid. They have a job. Well, how they got busted is they have another job. The job's under the table. It's not what you think it is. It's not under the table construction. It's under the table hooker. It's under the table prostitute. It's under the table stripper. It's under the table kid watcher. All types of weird shit. Not really normal jobs. Mostly in the adult field. Most of these girls are at the beginning stages of drug issues, and if you can't see that, even on this one right here and her, you can definitely see it in this picture. Just the difference between these two pictures. Let me make sure I'm getting that here. This picture and this picture. Let me see if I can, get it a little bit better for you guys to see. She's been busted a few times. Just between this one and this one, you can see it. So that's the face of welfare fraud. And yes, if you look at pictures in the ghetto, then yes, you're going to see a lot more ethnic people. But when you get out to the rest of the world, like this is just one county in California. And I've seen a lot of this when I've stumbled upon these at, when I'm just bored and stuff like that. My wife and I looked at a couple for here because we noticed a couple people, and I'm not going to get into it, but we were noticing that all these girls were getting welfare fraud and prostitution. So, yeah. It's like that in a lot of places. And it's not just a white thing. It's not just a black thing. Well, actually, in this case, it's more of a white thing. But unfortunately, yeah. Let's talk about racism. I, for one, I liked Lamb Dog's little deal that he said earlier today or yesterday or some bullshit about he doesn't worry about the color and all that, and I don't either. A lot of people. I will say first off, there's a lot of white people that don't understand how fucked up racial profiling is, and I'm kind of outspoken towards that because it does exist. It's fucked up enough when okay cops do it. Oh god, that light is bright. But it's really fucked up when those uh, racist cops do it. And there are racist cops. I've ran into them. And yeah, you can tell right off the bat who's racist and who's just profiling. But it sucks. It's not. Yeah. It's not something I would want to see anyone go through. Because at the end, the only thing you do is question yourself. But, it's hard to explain unless you've gone through it. In the summertime, I get pretty dark. Here, really haven't been outside last summer dealing with a lot of shit. But when I'm out in the sun, and usually I keep it all year long. But, yeah, with my name and how dark I can get in the summertime, they do think I'm fucking Mexican. Well, maybe because I am, or maybe I'm German. I don't know. Who knows? But anywho, I will say this. The most racist group I have ever seen in my life is not white. It's not African American. It is not Hispanic. Can anybody guess who it is? Not Asian either. I'm sure there's some smart people out there with a copy of the Constitution in their pocket that knows what I'm talking about. But for everyone else who's tired of trying to guess, the government. And assholes in the government that keep fucking coming up with all these bullshit social fucking programs. And let's be real here, okay? The worst type of racism is not the jackass white supremacists going out and lynching people, okay? The worst type of racist is the one that talks to you nicely. It's the one that tells you it's okay. Here's some free money. Put you in housing. Get you to act like a fucking idiot. And slowly takes your heritage away. And gives you a bullshit one. That's the fucking truth. Now, with that being said, to everyone out there, I mean, first off, I don't look at skin color to denote anything. If I'm sitting at an ATM machine, I'm looking in that mirror thing behind me. Don't think I'm not looking at that white kid either. Don't be fooled for a second. I'm not watching the Hispanic guy. or the African American kid. I'm watching them all. I ain't a fool. Because bad doesn't have a color. Now, with that being said, say if I turned around, walked away, and tripped in a parking lot, fell down to the ground, I wouldn't think twice or second guess for an African American kid came and helped me up, Hispanic, or even white. Then again, at the same point, wouldn't shock me if any of them helped. What does that say about them? Why would I say those type of behaviors? They are not behaviors that are 100% consistent within a race. So why would I pick up on things like that? Because one of the biggest things that is going on in our country that we have allowed, all of us, every one of us in this country has allowed to happen, and is gone from the African American community to the Hispanic community to the Asian community, and it's now really taking a big dip into the white community as well. This issue is like AIDS. It knows no color. It knows no fucking, heritage background. It doesn't give a fuck what sexuality you are. Now, besides the government, can anybody think of anything worse? Got an itch. How about fathers? African American community was one of the first major communities that dealt with fathers not being there. And at that time, it was a very small deal. It was only usually like 1 or 2 kids a woman, but nowadays it's like 10. There's guys out there that have like 16 kids. There's guys out there that are fucking around so much that they've probably have slept with their own daughters and don't even realize it, because they're hitting it and leaving so fast. They could be living with their, right next door to their daughters and have no idea, and they're hitting it. And the sad thing is this is not just an African American thing anymore. Hispanic communities dealing with it, and the white communities dealing with it as well. We are nowhere, better off than African Americans when it comes to that. Our lower income families are destroyed. We are actually becoming like the African Americans and the Hispanics, where we're losing our middle class. And our middle class is not being lost because of fucking the government or corporations or anything else. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit. That's a bunch of fucking lazy-minded motherfuckers that are too lazy to pick up a goddamn book or have a real thought in their life, other than blaming everybody. Well, who they should be blaming is men that are not man enough to be fathers. These guys are not man enough to pay child support. These guys are not man enough to take care of their kids or anything else. So they're leaving them. Fuck it. I jet the fuck out of here. These kids now don't know what the fuck is going on. They have no one to teach them right from wrong, anything else. And the mothers, these low-income mothers, aren't stopping at one kid, 2 kids, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, they're having fucking truckloads. And by the time they get up to like 4 as a single parent, you can't give all your kids the time they need. Even if you didn't have a job. Oh, there goes where welfare comes in. There comes the government to subsidize parenting. And then you got people like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson going around saying how it's the white man that's fucking it all up. The white man ain't fucking shit up. The white man's getting fucked up. Just the same as everyone else. I know. Because my father only paid 2 months of my life in child support. 2. And you know what? Both of those months, I tracked him down. I took pictures of him working in a goddamn car shop with the sign above it because welfare couldn't get the fucking job done. I sat across the street, 35 millimeter, skip tracing his ass to get my motherfucking money. So they'd pick him up, they arrest him, they'd get a month out of him, he'd get out of jail, never see him again. Me and my father don't get along. He's a little upset at me. When I was 13, I put a shotgun in his face. We didn't have a really good child-father type relationship. When I was a baby, he beat my mom and choked her out so bad that he actually thought he killed her. Left her in the middle of fucking nowhere mountains in the Sierras and took off for 5 weeks. When my mom finally came to, luckily she didn't die because I was just a baby. Fuck, I couldn't do anything. Lived on like biscuits for fucking, oh god, it was weeks before somebody finally realized something was wrong and came. So, you know, I have a little experience in this whole fucking bullshit. Fathers are destroying the youth today. Mysteriously, kids that have fathers are making it. There are some kids without fathers that are making it, but that likelihood is, that scenario is very small. It takes a lot for a kid to understand that life would be better to make it rather than not make it. So, I don't know. I'm already in this 18 minutes. I hate making long videos. I really do. People need to get off this racism bullshit. It does nothing. It's a sign of a weak mind. It's a sign of an uninformed mind. It's a sign of a mind that is dormant and it's filled with spider webs. The fact is doesn't matter who the person is, any of them could rob you, any of them could kill you, any of them could rape you. The worst off is what the government does to families as far as exploiting obvious trends and shit like that. These social programs need to be taken out. People need to get the fuck off of these things and become their own person and control their own destiny and stop blaming others for their failures. And kids need to grow up. And even though they don't have a father, they need to stop blaming all fucking everything on life. And, I don't know, doing something about it. Like I said, there's only and only a small percent of kids that don't have a father or fucked up parents or whatever that actually make it out on their own. So the fact is most kids need that parenting deal to be there. Just like it's what it's there for. We should not, as a nation, be okay with these motherfucking fails as fathers to just keep going around betting another girl and getting her pregnant and walking off. We should not be okay with that. There gotta be something that we can do to get these fucking pieces of shit to start becoming a father like they're supposed to be. So, yeah. Any hoozle. Peace.